Don't forget, we gonna move on up and blow up, baby.
The Homo's Self-Love. And this is some Giselle tea. And this comes from a post Yuri made saying, loving someone that doesn't love themselves is a waste of time. Leaves you feeling more into the relation, feeding more into the relationship than what is actually necessary, which will become draining and you will end up resenting. So, if you're in a relationship with someone you really like and you start to suspect that, hey, they don't actually love themselves yet, under what condition might you stick around and help them find self love? And might you leave them, then return once they find it? And is any aspect of that scenario similar to telling someone they need to get a degree or get a better job before you will date them? Yuri, take it away.
So for me, self-love is a self-project. You can't help somebody find self-love. Um, it's very different than a job. Self-love takes a long time because having somebody else there is a distraction. You're gonna be wondering what are they doing while they leave me alone. So self-love has to be built alone. This give time to yourself, get to know you, find what you like, what you dislike, it really helps you figure out what you want for yourself. Like when you start taking yourself out, you start realizing I don't want somebody who just wants to keep me at the house all the time. Or you find out I'd rather just sit at the house. Do these things for yourself so that when you do find somebody, if they're the ones who trying to take you out, it's probably not going to work because you already know your likes and your dislikes. A lot of times people don't know themselves. They're just searching for something. And so, yeah, you need that a long time. I would not be sticking around while you try to find yourself because all you is going to make me lose myself while you're trying to find yourself. And like the post said, you're going to resent them because you're going to feel drained because they're going to want more of what then you can give. So, might I leave and then return once they find it? That's if I haven't found somebody solid, I might consider it. But you don't know who they are once they find themselves. Once they find themselves, they might not even be compatible. If somebody don't know themselves, you don't know who the person you was dating before because now you have to relearn them. So it might not even work anyway. So, but yeah. So Rocky, what do you think?
I know you must have thought I was like boiling in the back of my head, like thoughts. Okay. So as y'all know, I'm in this new relationship, so I might as well tell on myself. I guess because I can only I'm just like that's the way I can relate. I can definitely understand what Yuri's talking about because it can be exhausting. But I think for me, I have realized during this pandemic that I have allowed a lot of toxicity from people, giving my too much of my energy, Quincy, no, to people that don't even deserve my energy or putting my energy in the wrong place. I was told that I also have this thing where I kind of revert back to the past a lot. And then I just find myself getting upset again. So I guess there's a part of self-love not to allow myself to just to relive the past on things and not putting my energy into, I guess that's a way of showing that, that I know that I'm better than, anybody who thought less of me or whatever. So being with my guy, he knows I'm not at my full potential with certain things, but he's patient. So I guess that it's different for everybody else. Some people be like, I ain't got time for the bullshit. But when you really are working with I guess the issue is being that I can realize certain things, now I can work on myself, and he just encourages me to do better. But for some people, I've been in situations where, what I mean, it was a lost cause. It was like beating a dead horse. I had one person where I swear it was they were just self-sabotaging, and me trying to make myself a better person. I had to realize the issue was me having them in my space, and I just needed to cut them out. They were disrespectful to me at times. They disrespected me in front of other people, and I guess that wasn't me giving my best self to myself, because I allowed this person to fucking embarrass me every chance they got. And I was sitting there wasting my energy trying to teach them how to be and how to be presentable. And it was down. So I get.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Troy, it looks like you resting on a thought. So you go ahead and share.
I want you to try to serve me again, so I'll come for you. No, I'm just kidding. Under what circumstance might I stick around? Like you already said earlier, self-love is a self thing, or like our RuPaul said the best. How you gonna look? If you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? So you got to get your shit together before you come to the door. Because what I don't have time for is to raise somebody else in that kind of sense. Because when you know who you are and you know where you stand and you know what you want, what you will deal with, and what you won't deal with, there's just certain things you just won't even stand to be in your space or your energy. Like Rocky was saying, I think cut them out. Some things you just can't. You won't even allow those things to happen. So for me, if you don't love yourself, at least enough to know who you are, it's gonna be hard for me to even be on the same page with you. Because if you don't love yourself, then there's certain things, there's levels to it. So you'll be able to see, you'll see, you'll hear, you'll feel. There'll be certain things that you realize like, that ain't it. So yeah, I'm not helping you with the self love thing. Unless I don't, it's some like minor surface issue, something that I didn't see at first, and it just came up. Okay, things happen. You start talking about your past and things like that. Like, oh, this happened to me. Okay, but if you probably won't make it that far if you got something. I'm gonna leave it at that. Might I leave them in return? Once I'm gone, that's it. I don't really go back. I'll leave that back where it was. I might just pass on by. BB, you all right? You good? All right, keep on moving. But I'm not going back in that sense. And is any aspect of the scenario similar to telling someone they need to get a degree or a better job before you date them? I'm not gonna tell somebody that they need to have a degree or a better job, because at the end of the day, you don't even. A lot of times people don't even tell you what they're doing or what they really got going on until you really get to know them. So they can tell you I work at Starbucks, but they might not even work at Starbucks. Regardless if that's what the case is, who are you to tell somebody they need a better job or get a degree? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're one of those people where you have this place in your life where you got 2 cars, you got your own house, and you got 3 degrees. Okay, I can understand you telling somebody you need to go get a better job and get some degrees, because you're at a certain level in your life, you can't go back. But to me, if you really love somebody, it shouldn't matter all anything about those materials. Things shouldn't even matter. You should love them for who they are in totality, all of that stuff included, not just because of their job or their career or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's my. Let me go back to wrestling. Go ahead. I'm back.
All right, Quince, can you go ahead and tell me what your thoughts are?
So I totally agree with your definition, because I totally agree with that. Then I totally agree with situation what Rocky has said, and then I totally agree with your answer, Troy, because y'all all like took my answer. But I've been in that scenario before, and it was more so because I date like my just been dating older. So there's been some men that have told me, like, you know what? I come and talk to you again about this time, and they come back and talk to me, and I became more mature, or became another level that they don't see, like they don't see, like they will attract them. So I understand. So I have been a coming back around person, but in my case, me being that person to come back around and say, "Oh, get better." I'm not a person that say get better in the sense of critiquing you if I'm not getting better. And I believe in a relationship anyway that if I'm not doing something, you should be doing either. So I'm that type of boyfriend or that type of man anyway to tell you like, look, I'm here for you to get better. Like I'm getting better. I'm not pitching it to you. I'm not pitching it to you if I'm not doing it myself. So I agree with all y'all's answers and everything. Y'all took that my answer. All y'all just split it up into 3. So hey, that's all I got to say about that.
It seemed like we got everything out in the air. I don't know exactly what Troy is kikiing about, but hopefully it's kikiing that there's nothing else that he needs to say. Is it, Troy?
Oh no, I'm just messing with you, Yuri. That was me and my you. I'm just being funny. I'm sorry. You know I love you, girl.
He said, I'm
Let me hear you. What you got to say? Oh, I don't want no smoke, baby girl. I don't want no smoke.
Not no smoke. It's the smoke.
Yeah, because I thought a New York bitch said something.
Woo! Woo! Fire!
So maybe take the hat off, okay? Because then I'm about to put me in one of the bony towels. It'll be better to go. Okay?
I mean, y'all just was slogan not like 5 seconds ago, and all of a sudden y'all about to have a real battle in this bitch.
But that's what happens when you're in that world, baby. You never know what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Aaron Mack, take it away.